Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you the key differences between universal analytics and Google Analytics. Since you are aware that universal analytics will no longer process new data starting from July 1st, 2023 onwards. So I thought I will show you the key differences if you are planning to set up GA4 or if you're planning to switch GA4 property. And comment below if you want me to share these key differences file with you. So I have listed out 20 key differences which are very useful while working with GA4 reporting and interface. So let's understand each and every differences, and I will also show you the reporting interface while I go through all these key differences. First, let's start with the first key differences, which is reporting interface. So in reporting interface, GA3 is very much complex and has a lot more information when compared to GA4 interface. So let us look at Universal Analytics interface first. So here you can see this is the home tab of Universal Analytics, and here you can see on the left hand side we have so many options. We have real time, we have audience, and in under audience we have again so many audience: demographic, interest, geo behavior, technology, cross device, benchmarking, and in acquisition we have all traffic, Google Ads, Search Console, social campaigns, and in behavior we have behavior flow, site content, site speed, right? Experiments, we have goal settings, e-commerce, revenue tracking, multi-channel funnels, right? Conversion path. So many features are there in the old Universal Analytics interface. Here you can also see the starting dashboard interface, which has users, revenue, conversion rate, and sessions. And here you can see the people who are active in the last 5 minutes, right? So this is how this is how exactly Universal Analytics dashboard looks like, right? There are so many options that you can use it to get your data tracked properly, right? But when it comes to GA4 dashboard, so this is the GA4 dashboard. So here I have given, so GA4 is built on Firebase Analytics. If you are aware of Firebase Analytics, so let me show you. So this is the Firebase Analytics. So Firebase Analytics and GA4 both look quite similar to each other because GA4 is built using Firebase Analytics. So in GA4 you can see the interface is very simple. So starting you will see this metrics report snapshot where you can find users, new users, engagement time, and conversion. And here you can see the active users in the last 30 minutes. And these are a few automatic recommendations which you can see in GA4. When you hover to the left hand side navigation, here you can see reports for advertising and configure, right? Most of the features that we see in Universal Analytics, we can't see them in GA4. Most of them are missing here, right? So if I go to reports, so the whole left hand side panel has been changed. Most of the features are missing in GA4, right? So that is the main difference here. So you will not see much options here. So here you can see the audience option is missing. So the audience option is missing, the behavior option is missing, and we only have acquisition, engagement, and monetization, and demographics and tech in the report section. And when it comes to explore, again this option is a pretty new option in GA4, which we don't have in Universal Analytics, right? So, and again we have advertising option where we have uh, this advertising option in this acquisition in Universal Analytics. So if I go to acquisition, here you can find the attribution and model comparison data which we have in universal analytics, but we have it under multi-channel funnels, right? It is under conversion funnels. We have this uh, model comparison and conversion path. So in GA4, it is a separate segment. Under advertising, we have this model comparison and conversion paths. And finally, we have the configure tab, right? So here also we have few new things, few new features like events, conversion, audience, custom definitions, and debug view, right? So overall, there is GA4 is completely new in terms of interface, and also the features which we have in GA4 are quite new. Like only few of them are very like the old repeated features. Rest other features are completely new, right? So this is about the reporting interface between GA3 and GA4. So if you are planning to switch to GA4, then you need to be aware of all these settings and features here, right? So now the second key difference is the measurement model. So in GA3, GA3 completely works on sessions and page view model, right? So here you can see GA3 works on the sessions. We track most of the data in sessions and page views and universal analytics. When it comes to GA4, we track most of the elements in events as events or event counts, right? So that is how a GA4 measurement model works. Even a page view in GA4 is considered as an event, right? So GA4 is all about events and event counts, right? That is the main difference between the in the measurement model objective. Now the third key difference is tracking ID. So in GA3 we have the tracking ID starts with UA, right? UA is nothing but Universal Analytics, and we have the extension number, ID number, track ID number. So if I go to admin section in Universal Analytics, let me go to traffic tracking info, and under tracking code you will find the tracking ID, right? So here you can see the tracking ID starting with UA, and we have this extension number, right? So this is universal analytics tracking ID. But when it comes to GA4 tracking, GA4 ID, so the name has also changed here. So here you need to click on data streams. We don't have this tracking info thing in GA4. We have something called data streams. So if you click on data streams and click here, see here you will find the measurement ID. So in GA4 measurement ID, in GA4 we call it as measurement ID. But when it comes to universal ID, we call it as tracking ID. So the measurement ID starts with G and ends with this characters here, right? So that is the main difference between the tracking IDs in GA3 and GA4. So here the name has also changed from tracking ID. It got renamed to measurement ID. And now let us look at the fourth key difference: views and data streams. So here you can see in Google Analytics and Universal Analytics we can create multiple views for apps and web pages. So what I mean is like, so here you can see under views we can create n number of views here, right? Currently we are having 3 views because this is a demo account of Google. They have created 3 views here. The first is master, test view, and raw data view, which is unfiltered view, right? So we can create n number of views in in Universal Analytics, right? But when it comes to GA4, you can first of all we don't have option to create views in GA4. We only can create data streams. So what I mean is, so here you can see. So let me also show you this difference here. So in Universal Analytics, we have 3 columns. First is account, property, and views. But when it comes to GA4, we only have 2 columns. That is, first is account, second is property, and third column is missing. We don't have that view column here, right? So in Universal Analytics, we can create multiple views here, right? Currently, you can see currently we have 3 views, right? But when it comes to GA4, we can't. We first of all we don't have option to create views. So in that case, what you can do is you can create data streams, right? So here you can see you can add data streams for your web or mobile apps, right? So that is the main difference. So in Universal Analytics it is views, and in GA4 it is data streams. So data streams helps you to collect the data from your website or mobile apps, right? So you can create multiple data streams for website and for mobile apps as well, right? So that is the fourth key difference between GA3 and GA4. Now let us move on to the next key difference, which is event tracking. So in GA3, all events are tracked and are must follow the below schema structure. So whenever you are in Universal Analytics, whenever you are creating any goal events, right? So for example, let me show you this under goals. So since it is a demo account, I'm not able to show you. So whenever you are creating any event in Universal Analytics, you have to follow this structure. First, you need to give the category, then you need to give the action, then label, then value. That is in Universal Analytics. But when it comes to GA4, we don't have event categories, but the events are captured under below 4 categories. So in GA4, a few events are automatically collected, and here we can see the enhanced measurements events are also automatically collected. So let me show you that in GA4. So let me go to the home tab. So let me go to the reports directly. Let the page get loaded. So here under engagement and under events, you will find the few default events that are getting tracked automatically. So here you can see these are the automatic events. So these are automatically tracked by GA4. We don't have to install any code or anything on our website to get this tracked. These are automatically tracked in GA4, right? So that is the added advantage in GA4, right? So these are few examples of automatical events. So whoever clicks on the website or whoever navigates, whoever clicks on the video, or if anyone downloads the PDF files, all these events will be tracked in GA4. So even if a user scrolls the website, those events also will get tracked. If a user engages with the any event, any website actions, yeah, those events also get tracked in GA4, right? So here you can see there are many more events. So here you can see add to cart click. So these are e-commerce events: view cart, add to cart, add shipping info, add payment info, right? So these are the recommended events: add to cart, begin checkout. So right, so these are the few events that you can track in GA4 automatically, right? So there are also custom events. So custom events you can manually set up them. Since if you don't find any default event that matches your requirement, then you can create a custom event, right? So that is also possible. So if you go to configure uh, section, and here you can create your uh, custom events, right? If you create custom events, you will be able to see the events here in this section, right? So that is how you can also create the custom events. So tracking wise, GA4 is very good because you have the option to create custom events, and GA4 also automatically collects events data. You don't have to create them, right? All these events are automatically tracked in GA4. Right now, again coming to the next key difference, which is event tracking automation. So in GA3 we don't have event tracking automation, but when it comes to GA4 we have the option called enhanced measurement, right? So in GA4 we will have that enhanced measurement option enabled. So let me show you that. So navigate to admin and then go to data streams, and if you click on that, so if you click on this data stream, you will see the option called enhanced measurements, right? So here you can see the option is enabled automatically, right? You don't have to enable it, it is automatically enabled. And here you can see, if I click on this settings, so let me, so yeah, so you can see these are the automatic events that are measured by GA4 automatically. So right, so these are the enhanced measurement events, right, that are tracked automatically. You can scrolling and outbound clicks, site search, video engagement, file downloads, all these things are automatically tracked in GA4, right? So this should always be enabled while you are setting up GA4, right? So make sure this is enabled, right? So this is the event tracking automation feature that is available in GA4 but not in GA3. Now let us move to the another key difference. So this is called user and event data retention. So in GA4 we can set the amount of time for this user and event data retention. So let me show you that. So let me go to Universal Analytics, and here under the Universal Analytics you can click on the tracking info and click on data retention, and here you will find the option to select the uh, time period, retention period. So it can be 14 months, 26 months, 38 months, 50 months, or you can use this option as well. Do not automatically expire, right? But when it comes to GA4, the retention time for GA4, which is, so you will find the data retention under data settings in GA4. So click on this data retention, and here you can set the data retention period, right? So here we only have two options, that is 2 months or 14 months. But in GA3 we have 14, 26 months, 38 months, 50 months, right? We have five options GA3, and GA4 we have two options. So that is the key difference under user and event data retention. And now coming to the e-commerce tracking, which is also the key difference. And in GA3 Universal Analytics, we have different kind of e-commerce features available in Universal Analytics. So if I go to the conversions and e-commerce, so here you can see we have a separate section allocated for e-commerce tracking here, right? So here if I click on overview, you will find entire tracking information on for your e-commerce store. So you will find the revenue information, e-commerce conversion rate, the number of transactions, average order value, everything. So and the products that have got purchased, product revenues, and also product categories. And here you can also find the shopping behavior of your user, so, right? Who is visiting your shopping cart, who is abandoning your cart, everything you can find every detail of your uh, flow of your e-commerce store, right? You can also find the checkout behavior, performance, product performance, sales performance, right? So there are n number of powerful e-commerce measurements are available in Universal Analytics, right? So these features are very helpful when you are having an e-commerce store, and if you want to track if you want to track your e-commerce transactions, then these features are very useful, right? And in this case, Universal Analytics is very powerful in giving you all this information. But when it comes to GA4, we don't have a very detailed, very powerful, enhanced e-commerce tracking. But let me show you. So we have very limited options for e-commerce tracking in GA4. So basically we have to set up this e-commerce tracking manually in GA4. So here you can see under monetization. So under reports, under monetization, you find this e-commerce purchases. And apart from these two options, you don't have any other options. So here you can see the item use. So and here is the product. So we only have this many. We only have these options for you to get your information. We have the item revenue, item purchase, quantity. So most of the options are missing here in GA4, right? We don't have the checkout behavior, sales performance, product performance. All these options are missing in GA4. We only have monetization view and e-commerce purchases, right? So overall, GA4 is lagging with the powerful enhanced e-commerce tracking information, right? Maybe in coming future we might see a few changes happening in this monetization section, right? Right now, these are the key differences for e-commerce tracking in GA3 and GA4. Now let us move on to the next key difference, which is attribution modeling. So in GA3 provides, again we have different attribution modelings for. So let me show you the attribution modeling. So here you can see the multiple channel. So here you can find out multiple attribution modeling. Here you have assisted conversion conversions information, which shows you, which displays you the multi-channel grouping conversions happening. And here you can also have see the top conversion paths. So so here you can see the top conversion paths from where you are getting the conversions, and here you can also see the time lag, path length, and model comparison tool. Right. So again, in attribution model, we have few extra features in universal analytics, and they are all useful, very useful. Right. So this is in universal analytics, but when it comes to GA4, we don't have this many options. In universal analytics, we have this many options, right? This many attribution modeling options. But when it comes to GA4, so you need to navigate to configure. So and you need to navigate to advertising. Under advertising, you will see the conversion paths and model comparison attribution settings here, right? So in GA3 we had so many. We had almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 attribution features. But when it comes to GA4, we only have two attribution modeling features. One is model comparison and conversion paths, right? So that is the key difference between these two uh, uh, properties, like universal analytics and GA4. So that is the key difference. Now when it comes to next key difference, that is custom dimensions. So in GA3 you can set or change the scope of custom dimension to hit session or user or products. But when it comes to GA4, you can create custom dimensions with event scope or user scope. So as I said earlier, GA4 is entirely about events, right? So everything you need to set it under events only. Event count or event scope or user scope. So if you navigate to configure, here you will find the custom dimensions, custom definitions option, and here you will find the custom dimensions and custom metrics, right? So these are the options which we have in GA4. So similarly, custom metrics also in GA3 you can set or change the scope of custom metric to hit or product, while in GA4 custom metrics is created differently and has only one scope, that is event scope, right? Here also you can create. So this is called the scope. You can create custom metrics in event scope, right? Again, in custom dimensions also you can create custom dimensions under event scope or user scope, right? So that is a difference here in GA4, right? So you can create custom dimensions and custom metrics in GA4. Now let us move on to the next key difference, which is debugging. In GA4, unfortunately, we don't have this feature called debugging view, but in GA4 we have this debugging view. So again, if you navigate to configure, you will find the debugging view here, right? So if you click on this debugging view, you will find the tracking that is going on the website. So this is similar to the real-time tracking, but here it will show you the top events that have been triggered on the website in last 30 minutes, right? So you can validate your analytics data, right? So you can check this by if you have tag manager account, you can preview tag manager and you can check this analytics events here. Here you can see the events that are happening on the website in last 30 minutes. So this is the debugging view which is available in GA4, right? Now let us move on to the next key feature, which is engagement metrics. So in GA4 we don't have engagement metrics. Instead, you can track page views and bounce rate, right? So let me go to the home tab in Universal Analytics, and here also let me go to the home tab. So let us wait till the page gets loaded, and here you can see. So as I said, you can track page views and bounce rate in GA4. So if I go to audience section under overview, you will find the page views and bounce rate options, right? But when it comes to a GA4 interface, you don't find that page view and bounce rate option. So right, instead in GA4 you can track engagement metrics. So if you go to the report section, you will find the option called engagement. Right, so here you can see we have the option called engagement. If you click on engagement overview, you will find this metrics, right? Engaged sessions, engagement rate, engaged sessions per user, right? So here you can see average engagement time, engaged sessions per user, average engagement time per sessions, right? So these engagement metrics can be found in GA4 for your website and app properties, right? So that is a key difference. Now, the next key difference is bounce rate. So in GA4, in GA3 Universal Analytics, we have the bounce rate as the default option, right? So here you can see bounce rate is a default option in Universal Analytics. But when it comes to GA4, so let me go to the acquisition overview. We don't have the bounce rate as the default option, right? Here also I am under the audience overview, and here you can see we don't have the bounce rate option, right? It's not a default option. If I go to the home tab also, you will not find the bounce rate. So if I go to universal analytics and if I click on channels, or let me go to the all pages section. So here I am going to the all pages section under behavior flow, and here you can see the bounce rate, which is default option in Universal Analytics. We have the bounce rate for all the pages in Universal Analytics, right? So, but when it comes to GA4, bounce rate is not a default option, but we have to manually enable it, right? Because it is a hidden feature in GA4. So, if I go to the engagement report as well, so if I go to the engagement report and click on pages and screen, so pages and screens is similar to this all pages in Universal Analytics. So here you can see we are not having that bounce rate option, right? So let me scroll here and you can see we don't have that bounce rate option, right? So we have to enable that bounce rate option which is currently hidden. So if you want to find out how to add bounce rate in GA4, then please wait for my next video. I will be showing you how to add that bounce rate in GA4. Right. So that is the key difference in GA3 and GA4. Now the next key difference is the reporting view. So in GA3 we can create up to 25 reporting views, right? So this we saw it previously. So if you go to the admin section, and here you can create up to 25 reporting views in GA3 in Universal Analytics. But when it comes to GA4, you can only use one reporting view. That is nothing but data stream, right? In GA4 we call it as data stream. In Universal Analytics we call it as reporting view, right? So that is the key difference in reporting views. Now the next key difference is BigQuery. So in GA3, GA3 does not come with free connection to BigQuery. So if you go to the admin section, in admin section you will under product links click on all products, and here you will find BigQuery. So here you can see currently this integration is only available for Google Analytics 360 properties, right? So in Universal Analytics, BigQuery is not a free option, right? But when it comes to GA4, we can link BigQuery because it is a free connection, right? So let me go back to GA4 and go to the admin section. And in admin section, here you can see under product links, we have the option to link the BigQuery. So if you click on it, you can directly link the BigQuery, right? So this is a free option in GA4. So using this BigQuery, you can access the raw GA4 data and SQL queries. So it will help you to understand user activities and multi-level data analysis. So this is a very useful option in GA4. So if you are having, if you want to link BigQuery with GA4, you can absolutely do it for free in GA4, right? So that's a key difference, one of the key difference. Now the next key difference is hits and events. So in GA3 property captures user interactions with your website in the form of hits. So whatever the interactions that happen on your website are captured in the form of hits in Universal Analytics. So it could be a page view hit, event hit, social interaction hit, e-commerce hit, or any other interactions are all captured in the form of hits. But when it comes to GA4, all the interactions on the website are captured in the form of events, right? So this is the main key difference between Universal Analytics and GA4. In GA3, all the interactions are captured in hits, and in GA4, all interactions are captured in the form of events. Now, the next key difference is page views. So in GA3, the page view metrics represents the number of views of a web page or set of web pages. While in GA4, the page views reports page views via the views metrics. So in GA4, let me go to the home tab. So in Universal Analytics, we have the page views metrics. So the page views in GA4, the page views metrics is replaced with views metrics, right? So let me show you the difference here. So let me go to any other section. So let me go to the report section. So here you can find the page views option in Universal Analytics. But when it comes to GA4, let me go to the another section. So in GA4, basically the page views matrix is replaced with views matrix. So the views matrix in GA4 is a combination of page views and screen views, right? So that is a key difference. So in Universal Index, you will find the page views option. In GA4, you will find the views option, right? So that is a key difference here. Now let us move to the next key difference, which is explorations. So again, in GA3 we don't have this explorations feature. Only customers using the GA360 can use this exploration feature, right? So in Universal Analytics, we don't have explorations option. Only customers using GA360 can use this exploration option. But when it comes to GA4, we have a separate section for explorations, right? So if you navigate to the panel here, under reports, you will find explore option. If you click on that explore option, we have the template gallery for various explorations, right? You can use this you can use all this explorations option for free, right? So here you can see funnel exploration, path exploration, freeform, segment overlap, cohort exploration, user lifetime, right? So all these explorations can be used for free in GA4, but when it comes to Universal Analytics, you don't have this option. Only GA360 customers can use this explorations option. So that is a added benefit in GA4, right? So this is also a very useful option when you are working with GA4 explorations, right? So that is one of the major key difference in GA4. Now the last key difference here in GA3 is in GA3 you can create conversions based on page views, events, duration, page view per screens per sessions. But when it comes to GA4 you can convert your events into conversions. So what I mean by that is, so let me go to the configure session, and here you can see here are the list of events that we can automate and that we can create customly. So few events are automatically created and few events we can create them using this create event option. So once you create these events, you can mark these events as conversions, right? So here you can see you can mark any of these events. For example, purchase. So purchase is a main event, right, for us for tracking purpose, right? So what you can do is you can mark this event as a conversion. So here you can see the it is enabled. So this event is marked as conversion. So if I navigate to conversion, here you will see the all the events that are marked as conversions. So here you can see all these events are now marked as conversions, right? So that is the key difference between Universal Analytics and GA4. In Universal Analytics, we have to uh, create the goal conversions, right? We generally create the goal conversions using this metrics. We have to uh, create conversion for page views, events, duration, and page views and screen per session. But in GA4, you can automatically. So here you can see we have to create the and universal analysis we have to create the conversions using this metrics, right? But when it comes to GA4, first you need to create an event and then mark that event as conversion, right? So here you can see all these events are marked as conversions, right? So that is the key difference between GA3 and GA4 conversions. So these are the few key differences which I thought are very useful while you are switching to GA4. So if you have any questions regarding these key differences, then please comment below. I will answer them. And if you find this information to be useful to you, then please consider subscribing to my channel so that I can make much more interesting videos on Google Analytics. Thank you.